Yizzo, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now, listen, man, you could tap in and you could tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now, you already know time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. You know they got you out there chasing that money, chasing that moolah, chasing that paper, stacking that cheese, that cheddar, and that mozzarella. But always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's, at all times. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that's highly invested in the channel, everybody that understands we are growing this channel organically, constant elevation. We are on our way to the top, well over 40,000, on our way to 50K. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Even bigger salute to all my newcomers, all my new investors, all my new subscribers, everybody that's making their way to the Realest channel on YouTube, which is Grown Man Business TV. You know what I mean? Listen, man, I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in this lane. And if you merge into this lane, we going to crash out. And that's one thing for sure and two things for certain. So big salute to all my newcomers, all my new investors, and everybody that's locked into the channel. You understand what I'm saying? Now listen, man, do me a huge favor. Huge favor. Wipe your feet off before you step into the big house. Make sure you wipe off your feet before you step into the big house. You understand me? Listen, man, hit your like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing every time we go live right here at Grown Man Business TV. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Big salute to the chat. We're going to talk about Puff Daddy. We're going to talk about Sean Diddy Combs. We're going to talk about Mr. Honeycomb himself. I call him Honeycomb. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But you already know, man, before we get into the message, right, before we have this conversation, you know, I got to do some customizations to the chat. Because one thing for sure and two things for certain, when I'm dropping this pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles, the higher ups and the elites are always paying attention. They're always listening. They're always finding new ways to play with the numbers and finding new ways to muffle the message. That's what they really want to do. They really want to muffle the message. You know, I've been noticing certain live streams going yellow lately. I've been noticing them not allowing certain live streams to be monetized because of the message that I'm delivering to y'all. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, I'm here to tell you that ain't gonna stop. That ain't gonna stop the message. So, you know, I'm gonna do some customizations to the chat. You already know how we give it up. Big salute to the chat. Make sure you hit the like button when you come in here. Make sure we are in the algorithm. You understand? When you engage with the channel, with the like button, with the comment section, when you do what you do best with Grown Man Business TV, that throws us into the algorithm. There is no stopping this message. And I got a cold message for you today. Big salute to the chat. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Let's lock into this. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Big salute to the chat. AP, I see you in here. See you in here. Bam. You see that right there at the bottom of the chat, right? You see that. Listen, man, before you get in here with your Twitter fingers doing all your Twittering with your Twitter fingers in your comment sections and all your Twittering with your Twitter fingers and all that, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you locked into the Realest channel on YouTube, man. You right here, Grown Man Business TV. And if not, that's cool. That's cool. Get in the back of the class, close your mouth and open your ears for the purest dope. Prepare yourself for the purest dope on YouTube. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. All right? Now, one thing for sure, two things for certain. What I want to do is I want to let y'all know at the top of the live stream, listen, we are absolutely with the super chats. We are absolutely with the super chats. But if you really want to cut the middleman out, if you really want to piss off the higher ups and the elites that's watching over this channel, directly send that to my Cash App. $GMBTV 101. $GMBTV 101. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm going to start pushing that because we are going to continue to cut out the middleman. And because I don't have no shooters in the chat, don't worry. Hold on, don't worry. Don't you worry. I'm gonna put that in the chat for myself right there, just for you. I'm gonna put that in the chat right there for myself, just for you. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Now, let's talk about Diddy. Diddy is on day number 3 of his trial. He's set to go to trial. They are doing jewelry selection right now for Puffy. They are making a circus out of this. They are making a spectacle out of this. They are going to squeeze every penny, every dime, every cent out of Puff Daddy and out of this trial and out of this whole court proceeding. In America, I'm going to tell you something. In America, it has become a circus. It has become the laughing stock of the globe. America is the laughing stock. We are the entertainment, all the way down to our court system. At this point, you know, we can all see through the smoke and mirrors. At this point, the curtains have been pulled to the side. Even the court system is a circus. And we're now starting to watch the process over and over again, where they take these celebrities. They take these celebrities, especially black celebrities. I know y'all don't want to make it about race, but I got to make it about race, especially black celebrities. And they put them in court and they squeeze the lemon for about 2 or 3 years. Prime example is Young Thug. Prime example is the YSL case that took place out there in Fulton County in Georgia. Fulton County made millions and millions of dollars off that one particular case, and they dragged it out for as long as possible. They dragged it out for as long as we would take it. And that's what they about to do with Diddy. Now, one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. I don't condone what Young Thug was doing. I don't condone, you know, violence in the community. I don't condone destroying your own community. So, guilty or not, I'm not condoning what they was doing. But I also don't condone the circus of a judicial system that we are living under. I don't condone it. The whole legal system is a circus. It is a joke. It is a sitcom. It is reality TV. It is a new form of reality TV. Okay? So you got to know something. A lot of y'all are new to the channel. I know a lot of y'all thought that I was going to be like every other YouTuber. Y'all thought y'all was going to come over here and it was going to be bash Diddy and kick Diddy and Diddy. Nah. It's free Diddy over here. I'm yelling free Puffy. Now, just like YSL, just like Young Thug, just like any other situation, I don't condone a lot of what Diddy was doing. I don't condone what he did to Cassie. I don't condone that. I don't respect that. But I do respect the $30 million that he paid to Cassie. Listen, I don't respect the ass whooping I saw delivered when it came to Cassie. I don't respect that. I never respected gorilla pimps. Yeah, it's something called gorilla pimping. And I never was with the gorilla pimping. You understand? But I do respect the $30 million that he paid Cassie and her family for her her pain and suffering. $30 million, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of payback. You know, anything else they trying to get Puff Daddy for, I'm here to tell you, all the baby oil in the world is not illegal. All the white parties where people were willingly participating in all those, freak offs is what they calling them. That's not illegal. That's not illegal. The things that they are about to try to railroad Puff Daddy for is not illegal. It's not illegal. And one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, you already know, I kept the receipts, my G. I kept the receipts here at Grown Man Business TV. So I'm going to show you exactly why they trying to throw Diddy under the jail. And it ain't got nothing to do with no sex workers. It ain't got nothing to do with no baby oil. And it ain't got nothing to do with no all-white parties where them celebrities was coming over there doing what they do best, busting it wide open. Yeah, they was over there dropping it like it's hot, busting it like, yeah, they was dropping it like it's hot at them all-white parties and all that. Diddy ain't forced them to do that. Being a freak in America is not illegal. okay? But being a black man with a voice in America, that's illegal. Being a black man with influence, that's illegal. Being a black man with money and influence and becoming woke, being able to see through the smoke and mirrors, being ready to change. Because that's what Puffy was doing. That's what Diddy was doing. His trajectory was changing. He was no longer worried about getting Meek Mills and all the other rappers at the all-white party. He started talking political. He started pointing the fingers at Diageo and all them. Yeah, them billionaires, them Russian billionaires, them European billionaires. He started pointing the finger. So we're going to talk about that here at Grown Man Business TV. Big salute to all my day one investors, but even bigger salute to all my newcomers that are new to the dope. Y'all haven't had no pure dope like this ever in your life. So you don't really know how to take it. And you in my DM and you saying, yo, G&B, I don't know about the dog fur. Yo, G&B, I don't know why you talk. Now, this is what it is. Free Puff Daddy. Free that man. That man deserved to have a bond. He deserved to fight this case from the luxury of one of his big-ass mansions somewhere in Miami. He shouldn't have to be eating that. Free that man. Now, again, you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV, right? Y'all already know I kept the receipts. I think I'm going to get some shirts and I'm going to get some hats that say I kept the receipts, my G. Always keep the receipts. I'm talking all the way down to your old lady. I'm talking all the way down to your girlfriend. Let your girlfriend know I kept the receipt, sweetheart. You don't fall in line, I'll take you back and I'll return you where I got you at. Because I kept the receipts. Tell them Grown Man Business TV told you. Always keep the receipts. Yeah. Hey, baby girl, I'll take you back where I got you at. Don't you worry, I kept the receipts. Yeah, I got the receipts. One thing for sure, two things for certain. Here at Grown Man Business TV, I always keep the receipts. So we're going to get into a couple of receipts. We're going to have this conversation. It's absolutely nasty work what they doing to Diddy. And again, I don't condone. I'm not into freak offs, homie. I'm not into the LBG 123 rainbow community. I'm not into that. I'm not into extra baby oil. But that's not what I do. But that's his prerogative. Y'all want to go get stoned and y'all want to get high and drunk and y'all want to use extra baby oil. That's your thing. That's not illegal, homie. And before I get into this receipt, right, I want to throw this out there. Take a wild guess how many of your bosses are freaks like Diddy. How many of the men that you work for are freaks like Diddy? How many of the men that own the banks, own the hospitals, own the grocery stores? How many of the judges, how many of the lawyers on their spare time are absolute freakazoids like Puff Daddy? You wouldn't believe it. Your doctor, your MD, if you was to go check his search engine, he's probably a freak like Diddy. All of these CEOs get down like Diddy. All of these billionaires get down like Diddy. The only difference between Diddy and them is his skin color. It's his influence on the urban community. All right, now, let's look at this receipt right here. And I'm going to stop it. You know, we're going to stop and go. But I want you to notice how energetic this Caucasoid man is talking about Diddy. How happy he seems to talk about Diddy and the trial and the jury and X, Y, and Z. It's a money grab. I mean, this dog fur having man is talking about Diddy. And I mean, you can tell he got another week. He got another 8 weeks to 9 weeks to get a good check. He's happy. This is a circus, B. This is We're gonna talk about this. Because if you don't see it, Grown Man Business TV, I'm here to help you see through the smoke and mirrors. I'm here to help you see the triple cross. A lot of y'all are falling for the double cross and you can't see the triple cross. You know, in the words of Gladiator, in the words of Hassan Campbell, are you not entertained? That's what they are thinking. We got to keep these people entertained. We drew out the YSL trial 3-4 years. Now it's Diddy's turn. We're going to draw this trial out. Let's check out the receipts. Big salute to the chat. Make sure you hitting the like and the subscribe button. Make sure we in the algorithm with this. Is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. Big salute to the chat. Let's lock in. See what we got here.
Day 2 of jury selection in one of the most high-profile trials in recent memory. Sean Diddy Combs is facing federal charges of racketeering and sex trafficking, and right now, his team and federal prosecutors are trying to figure out which New Yorkers will serve on a jury to determine his guilt or innocence. Who may be ultimately selected to decide one of the most impactful criminal trials in recent years? We're going to break down the big moments that happened today. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. This was back in court today alongside his huge team of high-powered lawyers for day 2 of jury selection. The name of the game is to go through over 100 potential jurors in the next few days, whittle that number down to about 45 or so, and then the defense and prosecution will use strikes and challenges to get that number down to 12 jurors and 6 alternates. And by the way, in case this is a shocker, this is no easy task for these potential jurors, right? Sitting on one of the most impactful, heavily covered criminal trials in years, currently scheduled for 8 weeks. So we're going to cover what has happened today in the process, who may be selected ultimately for this jury. And this comes as not only Combs has just added another lawyer to his team, while the prosecution objected to another one sitting with him. We're going to talk about that. But this also comes as Combs reportedly said yesterday, he's a little nervous, and that's understandable because why? He's facing 5 federal charges. The disgraced music mogul is accused of running a criminal enterprise that was allegedly focused on his sexual needs and desires, hiring sex workers, procuring drugs and baby oil, setting up hotel rooms for elaborate sex parties called freak-offs, and we expect multiple alleged victims, including Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassandra Ventura, to testify that they felt forced or coerced to participate in these sexual episodes.
Now, I want to stop right there, right? Big salute to the chat. Stacy Glow, I see you in here. Big salute to the chat. I want to stop right there, and I'm going to run that back as well. You know, Diddy is being charged for running a criminal enterprise that catered to his sexual deviance. Sex workers, freak-offs, baby oil, orgies. Think about how crazy this is. Think about how much of a reach this is. Think about the reasonable doubt of having people go and testify and say that they were coerced or they was forced to be at these extravagant parties. That right there raises reasonable doubt right in itself. For you to just be able to say we pressured you and we made, come on, man, nasty work. They don't expect you to be smart enough to follow or see through the smoke and mirrors. That's why this platform is powerful. That's why my voice is more powerful than CNN. It's more powerful than Fox News. It's more powerful than DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God playing butt tag every day on your morning radio. Because criminal enterprise and sexual deviancy that don't go together. His sexual needs and his freaky ways, that's not a criminal enterprise. So he's being charged for running a criminal enterprise of sex parties and sex workers and baby. Look, I'm gonna let you look. Hey, listen, man, I can't make this shit up, B. I can't make it up. It's nasty work. Nasty. Look,
Because why?
look,
He's facing
look.
5 federal charges. The disgraced music mogul is accused of running a criminal enterprise that was allegedly focused on his sexual needs and desires. Disgraced music mogul is accused of running a criminal enterprise that was allegedly focused on his sexual needs and desire. He's facing 5 federal charges. The disgraced music mogul is accused of running a criminal enterprise that was allegedly focused on his sexual needs and desires. Disgraced music mogul is accused of running a criminal enterprise that was allegedly focused on his sexual needs and desires.
He was running a criminal enterprise that was focused on his sexual needs and desires. What the hell is criminal about that? Nothing's criminal. I haven't heard one story about a 19-year-old teenager being involved, a 15-year-old teenager being involved, a minor. So these are all adults that are involved with this. Come on, man. A criminal enterprise focused on his sexual needs and desires. And everybody just let that go over their head right there. Nasty work right there. That's absolutely nasty work. And again, I don't condone the Rainbow Coalition. I'm not a part of the ABC 123 community. I'm not a part of that. Yeah, the 123 and the ABC community, I don't condone that. But if Diddy and all his celebrity friends get down like that, that's their business. In the words of Bobby Brown, that's their prerogative. That ain't got nothing to do with me or you. All right, let's let him talk. Let's let this dog fur having Caucasoid man. Let's let him talk a little bit more. Yeah, he got the dog. We're gonna talk. Look.
Hiring sex workers, procuring drugs and baby oil, setting up hotel rooms for elaborate sex parties called freak-offs, and we expect multiple alleged victims.
Look. Dog fur. He's always surrounded by the dog fur.
Including Combs' ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, to testify that they felt forced or coerced to participate in these sexual episodes. Racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, transportation to engage in prostitution. These are the charges.
Transportation to engage in prostitution. Man, this is nasty work right here. This is nasty work right here. Now, one thing for sure, two things for certain. We gonna get into the real gist of this. I just want y'all to hear how this dog fur having Caucasoid man is talking about Diddy. Yeah, I said it. That nasty dog fur smell like Newport 100s and Sassoon shampoo straight to the dog fur. That dog fur stankin'. Yeah, that dog fur stank. Look.
Charges, potentially life in prison if he's convicted. The stakes couldn't be higher. Now, Combs has been behind bars at the MDC, the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, since his arrest last fall. He was denied bail multiple times. Sidebar has been closely following this case, even before his arrest.
Now look at that dog fur right there. Now I'm gonna tell you something. You got a Jack Nicholson look to you, young man. I mean, you got a young, old Jack Nicholson dog fur. I'm gonna tell you something about you Caucasoids out there. Y'all better start drinking water with fluoride in it. Yeah. Y'all need to start drinking water with extra fluoride in it to get that dog fur from dog furring. It's something about y'all don't age well. And I just wanted to look. You got a goddamn Jack Nicholson look to you, youngster, and it ain't aging well. Okay? I wanted to throw that out there. I don't like... Look, let me show you. Look at that widow's peak right there. Look. That man got a widow's peak right there. Look. I'm gonna do a whole video to show y'all exactly who came from monkeys. It's 500 people in this chat. Y'all better run them likes up. Stop playing with me in here and run them likes up. I'm gonna do a whole live stream to show y'all who came from monkeys. Yeah. Not only monkeys, but chimpanzees to be exact. That man got a Jack Nicholson chimpanzee look to his, lips. He got, them motherfuckers, they ain't even got lips. Just like a chimpanzee. And look, he ain't even got lips. Look. You should be out. You shouldn't be able to fix that hole in your face to talk about Puff Daddy, Sean Diddy Combs, Mr. Baby Oil himself. You shouldn't be able to talk about Diddy like that. All right? Now I'm a digress. Let's get back to the mission at hand. But that dog fur, I'ma tell you something. I ain't seen a dog fur with the widow's peak in a long time. You got the dog fur, you got a widow's peak, and you got the chimpanzee's mouth. Your mouth look like a chimpanzee all in your mouth and all that. Yeah. Somebody had to say it. Your mouth look like a chimpanzee straight to your mouth. Then you got a widow's peak. Come on, man. Come on, man. Ain't no shape, way, form possible you need to be talking about Diddy like that. Look. Look at it. Look. Now, I'm going to let this man talk a little bit more before we get into the real meat and potatoes of why Puff Daddy, Sean Diddy Combs, Mr. AKA Mr. Baby Oil himself is behind bars. Big salute to the chat. Run them likes up. Let's let him talk. Go ahead and talk, man. Go ahead.
Arrest. Okay, we were covering when he was first hit with the civil lawsuits, but we covered it every step of the way, right? The raids on his properties in Miami and Los Angeles, his arrest, his indictment, the multiple superseding indictments.
Now look at that right there. Now look at that right there, Diddy. You was freaking off now, Diddy. I could tell how Diddy, I could tell how you got that mic all in your mouth right there, Puff Daddy. You was freaking off, man. You was out of control, Puffy. Any man that look. So I'm gonna let you know, I know what you was doing. But I'm not gonna let them people do you like that. But I know what you was doing, Diddy. All right, well, go ahead, talk to him. But look.
Indictments and all of the pretrial motions along the way, and we will continue to follow this case for you every step of the way, including when opening statements begin, currently scheduled for next week. We're going to cover every second of this. Now, to talk about what happened today, day 2 of jury selection, to talk about today's proceedings, I want to bring in former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani to talk more about this. Nima, thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Love having you on to talk about the Sean Combs case. So first of all, the process has been running quite smoothly and efficiently. I mean, do you think they can select a jury this week with opening statements next week? When you told me this, when they told me that jury selection was only going to take a week, I said, no way, it's not going to be able to take a week. But you think it's possible?
Now, you know, like I said, man, I wanted to show that just to show that, you know, these guys are very enthusiastic about this case. They are very excited about this case, you know. Hold on. They're very excited about this case. And again, it's a circus. Hold on. Hold on, guys. They are very excited about this case. They are, you know, very enthusiastic about this with Puff Daddy. And it's not because they're getting a predator off the street. It's not because, you know, they are helping victims that were sexually assaulted. It's only because this circus is going to generate millions of dollars for the city, for all of the podcasters, for all of the YouTubers, for all of the big news outlets. They have content. You got to know something before we get into the real reason. One of the real reasons that Diddy is going to pay is because I really want to just put a light on that. I want to put a light on that. The same way these YouTubers are reaching for content, the same way when you come on YouTube, you notice that these YouTubers talk about any issue, anything that is thrown into the algorithm, they make a reaction video off of it. It's because just like YouTubers are reaching for content, YouTubers are using content to feed and pay themselves. These big outlets and these big news outlets and platforms are doing the same thing. They are reaching, they are always waiting for the next piece of content, the next celebrity that they can sacrifice, the next humiliation ritual, the next freak off party, the next Met Gala, the next Grammy Award. It's always a next piece of content. So these guys they're very enthusiastic. They're very happy. They're speaking so fluently about Diddy and his case and his trial. And they're speaking on how they're going to follow every step of the way because this is content. All right? I wanted to throw that out there. Pay attention to the algorithm. Pay attention to how all of these YouTubers, they're doing the same thing. And that's why I tell you, you got to be very careful how you move in this algorithm because you become no different than CNN. You become no different than Fox News. You become no different than Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy playing butt tag every morning on your morning radio when all you do is wait for content to be put into the algorithm and then you talk about it. I wanted to throw that out there. Notice how all of your favorite content creators, all they do is talk about the same content. All they do is reaction to the same content. Nobody's really giving you pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles. Nobody's really just telling you what it is. We don't do no reactions over here. I'm telling you what it is. I'm not reacting. I'm proactive. I'm not reacting to anything. I'm proactive, homie. I get on top of it before. I don't wait for the higher ups and the elites. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? Well over 400 people in the chat. I need y'all to tap that like button. For sure. Tap that like button. Now, let's get deeper. Let's scratch the surface. We was just on the surface with that. We all know Diddy trial has started. We all know how I feel about the dog fur and all that. We all know. Yeah, I'm going to do a whole live stream about the chimpanzee lips. Those ain't duck lips. Those is chimpanzee lips. Google a chimpanzee. And then Google a Caucasoid white man and look at the, yeah. I'm going to do it. So we already, but now it's time to scratch the surface. Now, everybody knows about Ciroc. Everybody knows about DeLeon. Everybody knows about P. Diddy and the billionaire Europeans and the billionaire Russians that he went to war with. You know, he sued the people at Ciroc. He sued the people at DeLeon, the billionaires. Everything went downhill after he drew up those lawsuits saying that he was being discriminated against. He wasn't receiving the same funding. He wasn't receiving the same energy that these other celebrities and these other people was receiving with their alcohols and their liquor and all of that. He sued Diageo. He sued those billionaires for using him to corner the market of the urban community. We already know that. We already know that, right? We all know, everybody kind of knows that Diddy went to war with those billionaires, and being as though Diddy only had 1 billion, maybe 1.2 billion, you can't compete with somebody with 30 billion. You can't compete with somebody with 40 or 50 billion. It's levels to this. Like Meek Mill said, it's levels to this. Y'all think Jay-Z is rich. Jay-Z ain't rich when he walk in the room with Diageo and them boys. Y'all think Puffy is rich. Y'all think Tyler Perry. Y'all think these dudes with $1 billion in it. You think LeBron James is rich. LeBron James is crumbs on the table. He's the gas for the Learjet. He's the gas for the mega yacht. That $1 billion is going to be gas for the mega yacht for the next 12 months. So when you put Jay-Z, Puff Daddy, LeBron James, when you put these dudes in a room with Diageo, 50 million, 30 million, 70 million, 20 billion and all that. I mean billions with a B. These dudes is the help. These dudes are the maids. These dudes wash the cars and all that. Jay-Z, Beyonce, these dudes is the entertainment for the real billionaires, for the real Illuminati, for the real higher-ups and the elites. Now, we already know that. I want to home in on a piece of content that nobody really talks about. Yeah. I want to home in on a piece of content that nobody really talks about, but is really one of the biggest reasons why Diddy is either going to go to jail for the rest of his life, or he's going to sign the rest of his life away to the higher-ups and the elites. If he gets out of jail, he's going to have to let them know he will never do this again. And it's no coincidence that Charlemagne the God, I don't even like calling him that, but that's what he calls himself. Charlemagne the God is the interviewer. It's no coincidence that this content is P. Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs, sitting down with Charlemagne the God. Now, we're going to get into this receipt. Big salute to the chat. 500 people in here, all in the alkaline lifestyle. I see you in the chat. Wisdom B, what it do, my G? Miss Lovelace, I see you in here. FBA Kush Boy, 420. All my big wrenches, I see you in them. Well over 500 in the chat. Run up them likes. Y'all ain't getting this nowhere else. I don't do reaction videos. I don't do pre-recorded videos. I ain't like these other YouTubers. Yeah, do pre-recorded videos because that's where the money. Listen, I don't care if you do live streams. I don't care if you do pre-recorded videos. YouTube ain't paying you for real. YouTube it's a ceiling. So me personally, I'd rather give you this game. I ain't worried about that. So run these likes up because I don't do pre-recorded videos. I don't do reaction videos. I ain't reacting to nothing. I'm giving up this dope, homie. Pure dope. YouTube ain't paying you dudes like that. That's why you got to do what you doing. YouTube, don't get it confused, homie. Don't let them lie to you. There is no other channel like this channel. I don't do pre-recorded videos. I'm going to give you pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles. Now, let's get into this receipt. Run them likes up to 100. Tap that like, don't just come in here side-eyeing and yeah, looking and scheming and plotting and all that. Hit the like button, man. Whew. Yeah, I had to show y'all that. I had to show y'all the dog fur. I had to show y'all P. Diddy with a whole microphone head in his mouth so you could know I don't rock with either one. I don't rock with Diddy like that. But I understand what Diddy tried to do. I don't rock with the dog fur like that. But I got some Caucasian counterparts that I rub shoulders with. Yeah, I got white people that rock with me, and I rock with them. I want y'all to open y'all ears, man. Close your mouth and open your ears and get a dose of this pure dope. I'm about to show y'all. Listen to this. Big salute to the chat, man. Run them likes up. Listen to this.
A couple of months I told everybody hold their vote hostage. A lot of things have gone on since then. None of us expected. I think this president has done a great job of rattling America. When you move in fear, you don't have any leverage. I am an American soldier.
Ooh, we about to get into it now. I'm gonna let Diddy talk some more because he talking, right? And you already know YouTube gonna play these ads and they gonna step in. They trying to muffle the message. But I want you to understand something. Hold on. Let's let this play out. I was already about to stop it anyway, right? Diddy said he told the urban community to hold their votes hostage. So at the beginning of this, listen, at the beginning of this interview, it's powerful words being said. At the beginning of this interview, Diddy is already digging himself a grave. He's digging himself a hole by telling the urban community, you know, the black vote that they always worry about, to hold our votes hostage. That's what he said. I told black people to hold their votes hostage. Now that right there is something that'll get you assassinated. Being a black man in control of the black vote will get you Martin Luther King. It'll get you assassinated. I mean, they will Nipsey Hussle you, homie. Okay? So Diddy should have never been telling Charlamagne the God this. If Diddy was doing this, Diddy should have never been sitting down with an industry puppet with grape charges under his belt, grape charges over his head. Oh yeah, we already know Charlamagne the God got grape charges. He was accused of doing the same thing a lot of these other dudes with minors, a 15-year-old little girl, a 15-year-old teenager. He had put Spanish fly in her drink and all that. I mean, he said it out his own mouth. You know, he gave her the E&J with the Spanish fly in it. So you shouldn't be talking real power to a man with those type of charges over his head, with this type of puppet. But let's let Diddy talk some more. Salute to the chat.
Before is the way I still feel. Things have got too serious of a point. Seeing what's going on, white men like Trump need to be banished.
Now I'm gonna stop you right there. Whew. You got a black billionaire that just said out of his mouth, white men like Trump should be banished. Now, this is what you gotta understand. It's deeper than him saying Trump name. They wasn't really worried about him saying Trump. But the fact that he said white men, period, should be banished. When he said white men should be banished, that'll get you Nipsey Hustled, homie. That'll get you crucified. They'll Epstein you. Your ass will go to jail for life. This is the real reason right here that Diddy is either gonna do life in prison or he's going to have to reinsure the higher-ups and the elites. He'll never get out of pocket again. He'll never step out of pocket. This interview, and if you notice, nobody's talking about this interview. Nobody is pinpointing this. Nobody's talking about this interview. This shit is on YouTube. White men like Trump should be banished. When you ever heard a black celebrity, billionaire, talk about white men being banished, holding the black vote hostage, and white men being banished. I mean, this right here is pure gold right here. This is golden. All right? So let's get deeper into this receipt. Well over 500 in the chat. 200 likes, it should be easy. Big salute to the chat. Big salute to everybody rocking with the Realest. Because when the dope is pure, it sells itself, homie. When the dope is pure, it's going to sell itself. I ain't got to sell you on this. I ain't got to force you. I ain't got to convince you. Go ahead, Diddy. Talk some more, man. Talk to him.
That way of thinking is real dangerous. This man literally threatened the lives of us and our families about going to vote.
Stand back and stand by.
Stand back and stand by.
Yeah.
We're in a war. We're not taking this like it's a war. We taking this like, oh, we're in a presidential election. No, we're in a war of love versus hate. The number one priority is to get Trump out of office. The tribe of people that have the responsibility and really should be scared to death of this man is white people.
Explain.
If this man is elected, we're not standing by no more getting killed. We're not scared of anybody standing up and standing by. We're on the verge of a race war.
Now listen to me. I know this went over a lot of y'all head. I know a lot of y'all don't even know about this. Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Mr. Baby Oil himself just said out his own mouth, the race of people that should be worried is white people. Charlemagne said, elaborate on that. He said, well, listen, we are not standing around no more and allowing anybody to just kill us, to harm us, to brutalize us, to disrespect us. We're not going to stand for it no more. And I'm telling you that a race war is on the horizon. So what do we have here? We have a black celebrity, a black man that has been working for the higher ups and the elites for over 30 years, who have been walking black men through the door for the higher ups and the elites for over 30 years. Now, all of a sudden, he is suing billionaires. He is calling out discrimination. He is saying that white men need to be banished. He's saying that white people should fear because we are not. And he know where all the bodies are hidden. He know where all the bones are in the closet. You've been doing all this dirty work for the higher ups and the elites. And now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you a political leader now? Jay-Z wouldn't dare talk like this. Jay-Z wouldn't dare open his mouth like this. You understand? That's why Jay-Z had to disown Diddy. Jay-Z had to go in public. He had to go public and say, me and Puffy was never really friends. We were only business partners. It was never personal. It was always business. He said a race war is on the horizon. So what you got to understand is, if you a billionaire, if you a black man with all this influence, because you have a big, huge influence over the urban community, and you are in public telling the urban community and white people that a race war is on the horizon, then you must be riding with the urbans. You must be riding with black people. You now all of a sudden, you don't, first it was vote or die. When I was growing up, it was vote or die. Now you saying you ain't putting up with it no more. And now all of a sudden, you gonna hold the black vote hostage. 1 minute is vote or die. Now you holding the black vote hostage. We didn't pay you all this money for you to start becoming a revolutionary. We didn't pay you all this money for you to start becoming a revolutionary, homie. I'm gonna let him talk some more. But yeah, we done scratched the surface on this. Diddy is in the position he's in, not because of no freak off, not because of no sex party, not even because he sued those billionaires. That was the start of it. When he sued those billionaires, that's when they first said to themselves, oh, he getting big for his britches. He getting too big for his britches. This interview was when they said, we got to eliminate Puffy. He's dangerous. We got to lock this man up. He's dangerous. He's talking about holding the black vote hostage. He's talking about white people should be in fear because black people are no longer going to stand up and let y'all violate us. This right here, for the 600 people that's in the live chat, this dope right here that I'm giving you should open your eyes on why Diddy should be a free man. This right here, the dope that I'm giving you should move the smoke and mirrors so that you can stop thinking that, oh, Diddy should be in jail for his sexual nature, for his sexual deviancy. Man, maybe therapy, maybe, he should go to therapy, but prison for having freak-offs with adults is not illegal. That's not a crime. This dope right here should show you Diddy, he did what he did to Cassie, but he paid her $30 million. $30 million fucking dollars. You know what I could do with 30 million? I might take an ass whooping. Fucking here. I might go ahead and just take an ass whooping in. Let's squabble. Squabble up. Squabble up, nigga. I'm willing to squabble up if I'm gonna get 30 million at the end of it. Yeah, fuck it. I take it to the ground, kick you in your back, throw a vase at you real quick. Fuck it, it's 30 million. Cassie is out the way. Cassie has been paid off. So now we can, y'all need to be able to see through the smoke and mirrors on what the higher ups and the elites are really paying attention to. Why they are really mad at Diddy has nothing to do with Cassie. Yeah, I'll squabble up for 30 million. Fuck it. Yeah. In the words of K Dot, squabble up. Squabble up. Yeah, fuck it. You want to chase that guy? Now we got to make sure you don't come out. You got, that's a whole other. I ain't doing all that. But we can squabble up, nigga, and I'll sue you for 30 million and I'll sleep good at night. Diddy got bit by the bug of a revolutionary. Diddy understood after making $1 billion that just like Jay-Z said, you're still nigga. Or you still a nigga, homie. And after Diddy realized that, he tried to turn another page. But you did too much. Too much homosexual activity. Too many men you walk through the door. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. I'm going to let that man talk some more. Big salute to the chat. Run them lights up.
If people in America want a race war, they'll not vote. I'm an independent, first of all. When I vote, I try to do what's best for my community.
Let's be clear on that. You're not standing behind your decision to hold your vote anymore. You want people to go out there and vote.
It would be irresponsible of me to have us hold our vote hostage. But it would also be irresponsible of me to just let this moment go by. The world is watching, and not do everything I can to make sure that going forth that we're a part of the narrative, that we own our politics. And so I'm launching one of the boldest movements that I've ever launched. And it's called Our Black Party.
Okay.
It's time for us to have our own black political party, unapologetically. Because right now, if you look at the debates we're not even a part of the conversation.
Not at all.
We're not a part of the conversation. We don't have any political power. We don't have any political leverage. And so we started our Black Party with some young, fearless Black activists, elected officials, and I've stepped up and put the money behind it. And it's called...
Ooh wee. Now it get real. Now we cooking, right? That right there was the straw that broke the camel's back. Diddy already talking about banishing white men. He talking about Trump. He talking about a race war. He telling people, he telling the establishment, we ain't taking that shit no more. We not gonna allow y'all to keep killing us. We not gonna allow it. We gonna stand on business from here on out. And so he's cooking, right? And the higher ups and the elites are paying attention. They saying, oh, you getting cocky. You done got too big for your britches. You got a little $1 billion and you think you could go to war with 40 billion. You got $1.5 billion and you think you can go to war with 50 billion, 60 billion, 80 billion. Nigga, you the entertainment, right? But we listening. Keep talking. And then Diddy says, we are going to start a black political party. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. That is exactly the moment where the higher ups and the elites say, we got to take him out. He's done. No. Yo, he's one of our biggest puppets. He's one of our biggest assets. It don't matter. We are about to eliminate Puff Daddy. We are going to make an example of Puff Daddy. This will never happen again. Another billionaire will never, ever fix his mouth to tell us he is going to hold the black vote hostage and start a black political party. A black political party. Imagine that. Now, you got to know something. That $1 billion is more than enough money to fund a black political party. We have way more than enough black people. I'm not talking imitations. I'm not talking Haitians and Jamaicans. I'm talking absolutely pure Negroes. American Negroes. American Negro farmer, the descendants that are in politics, that are having money, that are into state laws and governors and mayors. And with Diddy's influence, he could have literally changed the course of what the black vote is used for. I'm gonna let Diddy, this is where it happened at. This is what really went down. The same thing that Malcolm X was trying to do, Diddy woke up and was trying to do. What do you mean by that, GMB TV? I mean, why would you say that? Well, Malcolm X was the first black man that said out loud he was going to take our plights and our issues to the United Nations. Malcolm X was the first black man that said he was going to take our issues as black people in America and put them on the front line of the United Nations, where we could possibly sue America for the land grab, for redlining, for slavery. We could literally sue America for what they did to our ancestors. Malcolm X got assassinated. He got assassinated for that, for wanting to go to the United Nations. So now you got Diddy not talking about the United Nations, but just saying we are going to start a black political party. I'm going to spearhead this. I'm going to fund this. And we are going to take control over the black vote. You know, they say black people only make up 14% of America. That is a lie. You know how they say black people are the minority and they are the majority? That is a lie. It's way more niggas here than you would believe. That's why every election, they only are worried about the black vote. They don't ask about the Haitian vote. They don't ask about the African vote. They don't ask about nobody's vote but the black vote. They might pay attention to the Latino vote or the Spanish vote or something like that. Mexican, every now and then they throw that in there. Especially with Trump and deportation, they talked about the Latino votes and all that. But every election, the black vote is main topic. It's on the top of it's the top sheet. It's right on the front. That is the topic. Who are black people going to vote for? The black vote. You got Joe Biden talking to black people. You got Bill Clinton talking to black people. You got Trump talking to black. Everybody talks to black people for the black vote because it is powerful. It's the most powerful vote on American soil. We are the biggest consumer on American soil. We spend the most every year on American soil. And now you got a black man. You got a black man, a billionaire, talking about holding the black vote hostage, and not only holding the black vote hostage, starting a black political party to take control over the vote. I want y'all to apply this to your mental Rolodex when you're looking at the Diddy trial. When they're talking about baby oil and they're talking about freak-offs and sexual capades and sexual deviancy, and when they talking about all this sexual shit in this courtroom, I want you to understand the real reason why they got their foot on Diddy's neck right now. Big salute to the chat. I'm going to run this back. Go ahead and tell him again, Diddy. Talk to him. One more time.
Movements that I've ever launched. And it's called Our Black Party.
Okay.
It's time for us to have our own black political party, unapologetically. Because right now, if you look at the debates, we're not even a part of the conversation.
Not at all.
We're not a part of the conversation. We don't have any political power. We don't have any political leverage. And so we started Our Black Party with some young, fearless black activists, elected officials, and I've stepped up and put the money behind it.
Mm-hmm. Here's your iPhone 13 on us.
About time we switched.
Totals got you, Diego.
So you done went and took our money. Hold on, Diddy. I'm gonna let you finish. So you done went and took our money. You done went and took this billions of dollars. We done gave you $1 billion and some change. And now all of a sudden you want to fund a black political party? Now, after we do this, it's going to segue me into my last and final angle with this. But you need to know, this last angle is deep. We're going to really get deep with this one. Go ahead, Diddy. Talk to him. Talk to him, buddy.
The biggest threat and the only option that we have right now as far as making a change, taking our own self-responsibility and accountability to be educated and empowered with our vote.
So what's the goal for our Black Party?
Our Black Party's #1 goal is to unify behind a black agenda. Mm-hmm. That's it. Mm-hmm. You could be a part of the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, you could be an independent, but if you black, you wasn't born Republican, you wasn't born Democrat, you wasn't born independent, you was born black. Mm-hmm. And we have to seize our political power, because it'll just be more of the same. Being pushed this way, being pushed that way, and we expecting
a different result.
Mm-hmm. But the definition of insanity is like doing the same thing over and over the same way, expecting a different result, and it's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So we have to change the tone. We got to start with us stepping up and really taking the responsibility and accountability to be a part of this political movement.
The hardest.
Now, I want to point out something else as well. One thing for sure and two things for certain. You know, people always talk about how we aren't unified as black people. They always talk about unification, right? And I'm gonna tell you one of the most scariest things for white America or for anybody that's not a part of this culture. The most scariest thing is us actually unifying. They don't want us to really come together. Not only come together, but take accountability for our shortcomings. You understand? They would rather us wallow in the fact that our ancestors lost the war, slavery, the crack epidemic, redlining. Now, don't get me wrong, those things need to be paid for. Reparations are due for sure. But you got a black man right here saying, we're going to take accountability for our lack of involvement in the political process. We're going to take accountability as black men for our lack of knowledge and our lack of participation in the political process on what runs this country, the government. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to fund powerful young black people that engage in government, engage in politics. I'm going to give them the funding. And we're going to now educate ourselves. We're going to now control our vote. We're going to now demand a crime act, a crime law, protection. We're going to demand certain things before we just vote because you're a Democrat or you're a Republican. We're going to squeeze the lemon. That's powerful. That's powerful and that's deep. And I'm gonna let Diddy say a few more things, but I wanna segue into my last angle because Tupac said something. Tupac said, I might not be able to do it, but I'm going to spark the brain. I'm going to spark the brain that changes the future. I'm going to spark the brain. You understand? And those words always resonated with me. It burned into my mental Rolodex that he understood that even if he didn't make it to the mountaintop, his words and his influence, his revolutionary mind state would be a seed planted into somebody else, and it would spark the brain. And that word and that revolutionary mindset was planted in the Nipsey Hussle, and it sparked the brain. It looked like somewhere down the line it jumped into Sean Diddy Combs, and it sparked the brain. And I'm gonna tell you how it jumped into Grown Man Business TV, the realest on YouTube, and it sparked the brain. It sparked my brain, homie. Because I'm gonna give you a synopsis on what's next, how to really take this to the next level. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. See, you can't stop that message. It ain't nothing nobody could do to stop the revolutionary mindset that's being passed down from generation to generation. Black political party is what got Diddy locked up. It ain't got nothing to do with Cassie, so I don't care if she get on the stand. She got $30 million. It don't even matter what she say. She walked away with $30 million. All the baby oil they found in his house don't matter. It's not illegal. All the sexcapades, all the sex parties is not illegal. All the freak-offs is not illegal. Diddy is in jail with no bond. Absolutely no bond. It has nothing to do with sex trafficking. But it's the black political party he was talking about. Let's say we give Diddy a bond, right? We let him go home. And he starts generating money. And he starts going on FaceTime. And he starts having secret conversations with young black political leaders and steering them in different directions and starting this black political party. We got to keep him in jail where we can monitor the phone calls. We got to keep him in jail. It don't matter, $100 million. He offered $100 million. He offered millions of dollars in real estate, ankle bracelet, ankle monitor. He offered all of that to get out of jail, and they still would not give him bond. Mike Jeffries, the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, he got the same charges that Diddy got, and he got a $10 million bond. Yeah, Google it. Michael Jeffries. I did a whole video about it. I did a whole live stream about it. He got sex trafficking charges. A white man, the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch. That's what I call it, Abercrombie and Fitch. You know, the clothing line and all that. Yeah, G&B, you didn't say it right. I said it how I wanted to say it. Abercrombie and Fitch. The CEO caught sex trafficking charges last year. They gave him a $10 million bond. Diddy is talking about a black political party. You don't get no bond, homie. Malcolm X going to the United Nations, he wouldn't have got no bond either, but they assassinated him. This shit is real deep, homie. It's real deep. So I'm going to let Diddy talk a few more minutes, and that's going to segue me into this last angle. Yeah, big salute to the chat. Run them lights up.
Part of that is going to be getting other black people to buy into it.
This is not for all black people. You know what I'm saying? This is not for the scary ones. This is for the ones that want to move things forward and want to get to the smoke. A black person spends an average of like 5 hours on Instagram a day. If you could give Instagram that time, 15 minutes you could give to educating yourself. And
I want to stop him right there too, right? Because it's really that deep, and you got to be able to pencil through every word. You got to be able to comb this shit with a fine-tooth comb and really know what you're doing. And again, that's why I'm here, Grown Man Business TV. Diddy said, this is not for all black people. The war is not for all black people. You understand? This is for the ones that want the smoke. Right? And, Diddy is media trained, right? So he knows that he has to word his words a certain way in these interviews. The more I've done YouTube, I have become media trained. I have media trained myself, where I have learned how to use and articulate myself a certain way, but still give you that pure dope. So a lot of y'all, I just didn't understand that. I'm not sure if you caught that. But he said, Charlemagne the God said, now it's about convincing black people to get down with the black political party. And Diddy said, this is not for all black people. This is not for the scary ones. This is for the black people that want all the smoke. Well, let me rephrase that and articulate that in some terms you might know and you might be able to recognize. This is for the warriors. Yeah, salute Charlie P. Exactly. This is for the warriors. This is for the war generals. This is for the shooters. This is for the ones that want war. You gotta know this shit ain't on you, it's in you. I've been telling you this. I've been telling you I'm a war general. It ain't on you, it's what's in you. I've been telling you this way before Diddy said this right here. I've been telling you I'm a war. This ain't for the weak right here. This is for the ones that's willing to get up, get out there, and get something. You think the higher-ups and the elites ain't catch that? You think they didn't hear that? See, you didn't hear that, but you think they didn't hear that? I'm telling you, they heard that. Oh, you talking to so you not only talking to the urban community, but you talking to the shooters. You talking to the what? You already talking about a race war. You already talking about retaliation on black killings and police brutality. Now you letting us know that you talking to the actual shooters, the war generals, the killers, the for real league. Yeah, you talking to them. You want to go to war, Diddy? Man, it's a powerful message. Every live stream is going to be epic, very intentional. I'm not doing reaction videos. I'm not just going to talk to you about what's in the algorithm. I make the algorithm. I'm not talking to you about what's in the algorithm. I don't care about every little topic that pop up in. I'm not doing reaction videos, homie. They gonna react to me. That's the difference. That's the difference between Grown Man Business TV and your. They gonna react to me. I don't do reaction videos. I'm gonna make you react to what I'm doing. And Diddy was talking to the gangsters. Diddy said no more dildos in the bathroom with Mace and all of that. No more baby oil. No more sex parties. We about to talk to the shooters. We about to talk to the hood. We about to get this shit shaking. Now, yeah, gotta go to jail. As long as Diddy was leaving dildos in Mace's bathroom, everything was okay. Yeah, Mace, I said it. Cameron said he found the dildo next to your toothbrush and all of that. Yeah. Cameron said that he found the dildo next to your toothbrush and your mouthwash. It was all good just a week ago. It was all good just a week ago. Funny what? 7 days of change. A stand-up digger now. You sit down and aim. Used to have a firm grip. Now you dropping names, man. Shit was all good just a week ago. Now you talking to the real shooters. You talking to Grown Man Business. You think I ain't hear this right here? I know why Diddy's in jail. This right here. I'm going to let Diddy talk for a few more minutes, and then we're going to segue into this last angle. Yeah, they sparked the brain of them. Yeah, they sparked that. Salute to the chat. Run them lights up.
Our black party's that platform. So when we get down to the local elections, when we get down to the school board, we get down to the judges and the justices, that's so confusing for us. We've never played this game. This is another level of gangster. But I played this game before, you know? I started in 2004 with Vote or Die, and this is the evolution of that thought, of that empowerment, of that independence, of us taking self-accountability so we're not caught with our pants down like this election, right?
Now I want to stop you right there, Diddy. Don't talk about your pants and having your pants down. I know what you were saying though. But I'm just saying though, watch your language, right? He started with Vote or Die in 2003. I was around for that. I remember that. I remember the campaign. I remember the influence. Vote or die. A lot of people voted because we was told to vote or die, right? Now he's saying this is the evolution. He's telling the establishment this is another level of gangster that we ain't never played before, but he know the game. He know how to play it because of the vote or die. This is a whole nother level of gangster. You shooters think you shooting. You think you gangster, but when the police come, you get killed running from the police. See, this political game is another level of gangster. And he told the establishment right here, this is the remnants of Vote or Die. This is what you made me. You remember when you paid me all that money to influence the urban community to vote for whoever they was voting for? And I came up with the term and the theme, Vote or Die, and all those black people started voting. See, y'all taught me the game. Now I'm going to use it against you. Y'all taught me the game, and this is what you made me, a monster. What happens when the monster turn around and attack? What happens when the Frankenstein looks at the creator, looks at the higher-ups and the elites as food, as prey? What happens? Y'all got to get rid of them. Now, that right there was powerful in itself. Diddy spilled the beans in this video. He spilled the beans. He told the higher-ups and the elites where he stands and what he want to do and what he plans to do. And now he's in jail facing 125 years. Well, let me tell you this. I was bit by the revolutionary bug a long time ago. I watched Tupac. I watched Nipsey Hussle rise and fall. I understand what we are dealing with. And now Tupac was in rap. Nipsey was in rap. I'm on YouTube. I'm a content creator. I'm taking a whole nother angle in a whole nother lane with this revolutionary mindset. The Black political party was a powerful stance, and that is something that is needed. Nipsey Hussle, proud to pay, ownership, powerful stance, and it is something that is absolutely needed. But right here on Grown Man Business TV, I'm going to give you my angle, and I'm going to give you a powerful stand and something that is absolutely needed for us to go to the next level. And it always leaves me tongue-tied, so I'm going to say it how I say it. Segregation. That should leave me tongue-tied. Segregation. Separation and segregation. We need that. Let me tell you something. The same way to hide, yeah, that word always leaves me tongue-tied, and I'm very articulate. Segregation. Separation and segregation, all of that. Let me tell you something. The same way the higher-ups and the elites was scared of Nipsey Hussle and ownership, the same way the higher-ups and the elites was scared of Tupac and Thug Life, the same way the higher-ups and the elites got scared of P. Diddy with a black political party, it's the same way the higher-ups and elites are scared of Grown Man Business TV when I tell you that we have to be separated. Black people need segregation before anything else. And that's a topic that rubs a lot of people the wrong way. Segregation. Why is it that when we talk about being separated, it is some type of conversation and it gets real intense, but all other nations are separated? In New York, you got Chinatown. Upper Manhattan, you got Canal Street and you got Chinatown, where all Asians and Chinese people live at. The street signs are in Chinese. All of the buildings are in Chinese. We don't live out there with the Chinese people in Chinatown. Little Italy, you got an area where all Italians live at, where all the sausages and all the franks and all the pieces are made at. Little Italy. You got Little Haiti, where all Haitian people live at. You even got Spanish Harlem, where all Spanish people mostly live at. Boricuas and Poppies and all of that. So why is it a problem when we have Rosewood, when we have, you know, Black Wall Streets? Segregation, we need that. Because the one thing for sure and two things for certain, I'm going to tell you why all else has failed. I'm going to tell you why Tupac failed. I'm going to tell you why Nipsey Hussle failed. I'm going to tell you why P. Diddy failed. Because we don't have any infrastructure. We don't have our own towns. We don't have our own communities where we can have thinking pots, where we can have, meditation sessions where we all sit down and we put our ideas together and nobody knows about it. See, Thug Life, the higher-ups and the elites knew about it. Ownership with Nipsey Hussle, the higher-ups and the elites knew about it. The Black political party with P. Diddy, the higher-ups and the elites knew about it. So all they had to do was get in and destroy it. I want to be honest with y'all out here, for all my Caucasian counterparts. The real reason why white people don't want us to separate, the real reason why white people used to burn down our communities, the real reason why white people go so hard is because as soon as we have our own communities, is as soon as y'all don't know what we are thinking, y'all don't know what we are planning, y'all don't know what we are doing. And if y'all don't know what we are thinking, y'all don't know what we are planning, and y'all don't know what we are doing, that make us the biggest threat in America. On American soil will be the Black community. You know, the community that got a reason. We got a real reason to double back and give y'all some revenge. We got a real reason to go to war with you. We got a real reason to attack the establishment. That community, foundational Black Americans. So notice, they don't really care about the Chinatown. They don't infiltrate Chinatown. They don't care about Little Italy. They don't care about Little Haiti. They don't care about Spanish Harlem. But the Black Wall Street got to get burned down. Huh? Rosewood got to get burned down because you got strong Black men running that community. And if we don't have nobody that can infiltrate, if we don't have a spy being able to tell us what FBA men are thinking every day, we are in danger. Yeah, you'll be in danger if you don't know what we are planning and plotting and scheming. So, white people, when we say we need to be segregated, we ain't saying we don't want to live amongst y'all. We ain't saying that we don't want to work with y'all. We ain't saying that we got a problem with y'all. We just saying that we can go to work, make our money. We can go out, play baseball. We can have fun together. We can all go watch LeBron James and Steph Curry. But after it's over, we want to go back to our community, and y'all can go back to your community. The China man can go to Chinatown. The Latino man, he can go to Spanish Harlem. The Italian man could go to Little Italy. We don't mind meeting y'all at the water source. We don't mind meeting y'all at the lake to get water. We don't mind rubbing shoulders with y'all. But after it's all said and done, I want to go back to Black Wall Street. I want to go back to my people with the information. That's why y'all scared. And what I'm telling you is, that's the reason why we don't get nowhere. It's because we don't have a thinking pot that has not been infiltrated by the white man, by the higher-ups and the elites. We don't have a community that we can speak and talk about our next move without the higher-ups and the elites knowing about it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So with that be, you can put me in the pot with Tupac. You can put me in the pot with Malcolm X. You can put me in the pot with Nip Hussle and all that. I got a whole blueprint on how to do this. A whole blueprint on how to take this to the next level. The problem is the majority of these dudes are puppets. The majority of the guys, the Black men with money, are puppets for the higher-ups and the elites. 1,000 acres of land, homie. 2,000 acres of land, homie. In a community built on that. Borders, y'all can't come in here. And see, I wanna leave y'all with this. I know a lot of y'all are thinking, why did he leave Martin Luther King out? When I spoke about Malcolm X, Tupac Shakur, Nipsey Hussle, Grown Man Business TV, why didn't I speak and put Martin Luther King? Well, Martin Luther King was a puppet. The whole "I had a dream" speech, that was the white man's dream. Let me give y'all some game. I'm from the South, right? And I know a lot of you New Yorkers don't know about this, but let me give y'all some game. In the South, we never wanted to sit with white people. We never wanted to ride. We never wanted to eat with white people. We never wanted to merge with white people like that. We didn't have no problem with white people, but we had our own cities. We had our own towns. We had our own restaurants. We like our chicken seasoned. We don't want no boiled chicken with the goddamn yellow skin all around the ankles and all of that. We don't like our chicken like that. We don't put raisins in the potato salad and all that. You know what I mean? So the Black men in the South never liked Martin Luther King Jr. He was a puppet for the higher-ups and the elites. He was put out there to convince majority of Black people to go ahead and integrate with white people. in certain cities, you know, Rosewood, Black Wall Street, it was hundreds of black communities. We had our own bus companies. We had our own downtown areas. We had our own buildings. We own the grocery stores. We own the churches. We own the theaters. We own the barbershops. We own the community. That's why Martin Luther King that's why he was laying down with all that dog fur. Every city he went to, the higher ups and the elites had a gang of white girls all in his hotel room, sucking and fucking and all of that. Because he was a puppet. We never rocked with Martin Luther King like that. He was never a pillar in our community. He belonged to the higher ups and the elites. He belonged to white people. And when you really can see through the smoke and mirrors, right? When you really lock in and you can see through the smoke and mirrors, you got to ask yourself, what black person you know will fight to eat in a white man's restaurant? Listen, what black man you know in the South was fighting and going off so that we could sit in a white man knowing goddamn well we don't eat raisins in a potato salad. We like paprika in our potato salad. We don't want no goddamn raisins in it. We want our chicken fried. We want it barbecued. We don't eat boiled chicken with the yellow skin all around the ankles. You know what I'm talking about when they boil that chicken? When them Caucasoid, when them people boil that goddamn chicken and they got that yellow skin all around the ankles. We don't eat the chicken like that. So now think back on that. Now that Grown Man Business TV was able to move the smoke and mirrors out the way for you, think about those people that was in those sit-ins and all that, sitting in those goddamn diners trying to eat white people food. And think about if that was a smoke screen. That shit wasn't real. That was a mirage. That was an illusion. Yeah, motherfucker goddamn is sitting in the diner talking about cook me some food, knowing goddamn well, Barbara and them down there in the black community is frying that chicken up nice and neat. We never rocked with Martin Luther King like that. We wanted to be segregated. We wanted our own communities. We never was fighting to live amongst y'all. If y'all ever would have just left us alone, we would have built the metropolis. That's why they was burning down our communities, because we was building metropolis. We was building big ass cities on our own. And white people were saying, well, how the hell is those goddamn boys? You see that goddamn? They partying over there, baby. They got jealous. Yeah, you know. Why you think they always try to paint a bad picture on Atlanta? Why you think they always try to paint a bad picture on Houston? They want you to think that Houston is a terrible place. It got STDs all over the place. They want you to think that Atlanta is a terrible place. They can't burn Atlanta down, so they try to assassinate the character of Atlanta, knowing goddamn well it's black dollar bills in Atlanta. It's a lot of black money in Atlanta. It's a lot of black wealth in Atlanta. It's a lot of black power in Atlanta. And you go on these platforms and you see them talk, oh, Atlanta has the highest rate of STDs. Nah, get the fuck out of here. Why Murbury, Kentucky ain't never been talked about with the STDs? Huh? Why y'all ain't never talk about the STDs out there in West Virginia with all that ancestry going on? You know, brothers and sisters and first cousins having babies out there in West Virginia. You ever hear them talk about West Virginia? They don't never paint a bad light on West Virginia. And we know y'all out there kissing cousins and all of that. But Atlanta and Houston, come on, man. It's nasty work. The reason why everybody has failed is because Before we can do anything, we need segregation. We need to be segregated. We need y'all to do y'all and let us do us. Y'all build your community and let us build our community. And after we get segregated, after we are separated, now we can talk about building a black political party. Now we can talk about thug life. Now we can talk about ownership. Word to Tupac, word to Nipsey Hussle, and word to P. Diddy. This is Grown Man Business TV right here talking to you. This is the purest dope on YouTube, my G. Segregation. It don't matter what we do. If we are integrated with these people, we are going to lose every time. Now, when I see you at work, Billy, we cool. When I see you at the water hole, Billy, and we getting water for the family, we can exchange information. When I see you at the movie theaters, Billy, we cool. When I see you at the Lakers game, Billy, we cool. But when I go back to Black Wall Street, Billy, I better not see your ass over there. Yeah, y'all got sundown towns. So when the sun go down, we know we don't need to be over there when the sun go down. Well, Billy, in Black Wall Street, your ass better not be over there past 6 o'clock. Maybe you bringing the mail or something. You know, you might got to come through there because you work for Amazon and all of that. But after 6 o'clock, matter of fact, after 5:30, your ass better not be over here in Black Wall Street. Because, Billy, if you're over here in Black Wall Street after 5:30, it's going to be belt to your ass. We going to take care of you. You might not never be found again. They just blacked my screen out. That's how pure this dope is that I'm giving you. And I'm going to give you this dope right on their platform, YouTube. Right on their platform is where I'm going to get this to you at. Right in their face, this is where I'm going to give it to you. Imagine if we had our own community where I could get with other strong warriors and we could talk about a plan and a scheme without the higher-ups and the elites hearing what we talking about. Imagine if we had our own app, our own platform where we could discuss these type of discussions. We can have this type of dialogue without the higher-ups and the elites ear hustling. I'm going to pick up where everybody else fell off at. I'm going to grab the baton and I'm going to run with it. Before we could do anything, these black millionaires need to put that money together, buy a whole state, nigga. Buy 8,000 acres of land and let us start building and get black architects, black electricians, black truck drivers, black plumbers, black construction workers. And let us build that 8,000 acres up to what it's supposed to be. But if I got to have this conversation on YouTube where they can hear me, how you think it's going to happen? Everybody got their own community except for black people. Everybody's allowed to have their own community except for us because we are the most dangerous. They have to keep an eye on us. White people will not sleep good at night if we don't live amongst them, if they don't know exactly what we are doing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So with that being said, it is what it is, and it'll be exactly what it's going to be. Big salute, man. Free Diddy. Free Puffy, man. I understand what you was trying to do, homie. I can see through the smoke and mirrors, and I'm going to make sure that my 40,000 plus subscribers can see through the smoke and mirrors as well. When they walk you in that courtroom, got you with all that gray hair and shit, got Diddy looking like he 80 years old and all that. I want y'all to see past all the sexual deviancy, and I want y'all to see past all of the orgies and the freak-offs and all the baby oil that they're going to talk about. I want you to see this right here. This is what I want you to see right here. Salute.
That's so confusing for us. We've never played this game. This is another level of gangster. But I played this game before, you know? I started in 2004 with Vote or Die, and this is the evolution of that thought, of that empowerment, of that independence, of us taking self-accountability, so we're not caught with our pants down like this election. Right now, we're not gonna get nothing. We caught with our pants down. We're not organized. We're not ready to really take this on.
Hold up, let me ask you, what's the difference between Vote or Die Diddy and Hold Your Vote Diddy? And what occurred between those two phases that made the change happen?
I went through the experience of politics. I played the game with the Democratic Party. The people that I went and campaigned for, after they got elected, I don't feel like they really did anything to change the reality of black people. Like I was blessed enough to find God come to me and tell me my purpose. And
that's what they scared of. That's what they scared of. You know, Diddy suing those people was the beginning stages, right? Let me tell you something. Say Diddy would have sued those people, and then he would have never did this interview, and then he would have came to his senses, and he would have figured, you know, he would have saw shit was real, and he would have doubled back, and he would have went public and said, listen, salute the Diageo. You know, I jumped the gun. You know, I thought it was something that it wasn't. Diageo, Ciroc, DeLeon, these guys are amazing partners. I really rock with them, and I apologize publicly to Diageo. I apologize for slander. I apologize for slandering his name and slandering their character. I was wrong. Sean Diddy Combs, I apologize to Ciroc, Diageo, and the whole Diageo family. Diddy would have went through that little small process. They would have gave him a bail, and this shit would be behind us already. So it's deeper than Diageo, Ciroc. It's deeper than that. This is where he put the nails in his coffin right here. Talking about holding the black vote, talking about a race war, talking about a black political party and all of that. This is where the smoke and mirrors got real thick, and a lot of y'all was stuck on a double cross and couldn't see the triple cross. A lot of y'all was stuck on Diageo and Ciroc, and y'all didn't understand that this right here, segregation, separating ourselves, even in politics. This, he's talking about black people. He said black this and black that over 20 times already. Letting you know that we are talking about separating. You're not going to put us with the 1, 2, 3 ABC community. You're not going to bunch us in with Latinos and Afro Latinos. Nah, we not doing that. And we'll go to war behind it. This right here was the nail in Diddy's coffin. So, big salute to the chat, man. Understand something. With all that being said, the first step is segregation. This first step is us separating, not from America or Americans, because that's what we are, but separating in our community. The same way there is a Chinatown, we need a Black Wall Street. We need that shit desperately. We need a Black Wall Street. And it behooves me, while all of these rich ass celebrities have not put money together and just bought up the whole west side of Wyoming, the whole west side of New Mexico. Like, this is how you know they are puppets. They are scared. They can't revolutionize. They're not allowed to. All that Met Gala shit is cool. All the Louis Vuitton shit is cool. All that rehabilitation of your city and building things in the city, that's all cool. But we haven't seen one person say we buying up the whole neighborhood and this neighborhood is going to be black only. We just purchased 500 acres of land on American soil, and this is going to be for blacks only. This is going to be a black community. And if we allow some of y'all to move in with us, then we do that. But I suggest we don't. I suggest that we make it, just like Chinatown. We own all the buildings. We own all the real estate. We just don't rent out and we don't sell to nobody but black people. That shit will make us powerful to be able, you know, that'll make us powerful enough to be able to push a black political party. Yeah, you could come and eat. Yeah, Terror, that's what I mean. I like how you said that, right? You know, I've been in Chinatown before. I've rode buses out of Chinatown. I've had Chinese food in Chinatown. We ain't saying you can't come and enjoy black entertainment, black Wall Street, black food because you want some season on your chicken. Y'all could come spend money with us the same way I spend money in Chinatown sometime. But you can't live with us. You understand what I'm saying? You can't own nothing. You can't own nothing out here. You can't own the real estate. You can't own the downtown. You can't own the buildings. You can't own nothing. This is what is owned all by black people. Everything. You don't own the plumbing company. You can't be a white. You can't own an electrician company out here. It's a black man who started a electrician company. You can't own the schools. The school is named after people we want it to be named after. We don't got no Christopher Columbus schools out here. The only Christopher we acknowledge is Wallace. So this could be Christopher Wallace Elementary or something like that. Ermias Nipsey Hussle High School. We could do shit like that in our community. Yeah. Nipsey Hussle University, where we teach you about ownership. You know, proud to pay. Come on, man. Why y'all are scared of that? Not all of y'all, Terror. Salute to you in the chat. But your ancestors and the men in y'all community are scared to not be able to have a foothold over what we are doing or what we are talking about or what we are plotting and scheming and planning to do. We can't go no further as black men. We can't go no further as a black community until we start building a black Wall Street. Multiple black Wall Streets all over America. We done made $1 billion as black men. We got black celebrities that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. We done reached the pinnacle. We can't go no higher without our own community. That's why I feel like we stagnated. That's why I feel like, you know, we can't figure out what's the next move, because we got all this fame and fortune. We got all these celebrities. We done obtained all this wealth, all this money, but we ain't got a community to pour into. Think about it. We done built up all these black billionaires, all this money, all this wealth, all this knowledge, and we ain't got a black community to pour into. The ghettos we live in, that ain't a black community. Those ghettos are owned by Jewish people. White people own those buildings. Jewish people own those buildings. White people own those apartment complexes. Jewish people own those So the neighborhood you live in the Bronx and in New York and that's owned by them people. Black Wall Street, we owned all the single parent, all the single family homes, all the theaters, all the grocery stores, all the hospitals, all the downtown. We owned all of that. So just know, when you dealing with Grown Man Business TV, you dealing with the brain that was sparked by a revolutionary mind state. I'm the real revolutionary. I'm next up. I'm the next in line, but I ain't gonna let them Nipsey Hussle me. I ain't gonna let them, they ain't gonna Tupac me. I'm gonna do this shit a whole nother way. I'm gonna make you see it. I'm gonna make you, it ain't no other way. It don't matter how much money we get if we ain't got a community to pour into. It don't matter how much wealth we get if we ain't got a community to pour into. I mean, owning the buildings, owning the community, owning it. It don't matter how much knowledge we get if we don't got a community to pour into. Now run and go and tell the dog fur that. Yeah, go and tell the dog fur that. I don't like the dog. Salute to you, Terror. But I ain't with the dog. I don't like it stank. Smell like Newport 100s and Sassoon shampoo straight to the dog fur. I don't like the dog fur, me personally. But I rock with you, Terror. And I rock with my Caucasian counterparts that understand that what I'm saying is pure dope. What I'm saying come with pure intentions. Ain't no racism in this. I got a love for my people. And I understand why y'all keep killing our leaders, because we have no infrastructure. We don't have a black infrastructure to protect our leaders. We don't have a black infrastructure to protect our shooters, to protect our leaders. That's how Shitty Cuz ran down on Nipsey Hussle. Because the higher ups and the elites infiltrated the Rolling 60. Y'all don't own that area. That area is owned by Russians, by Europeans, by that dog fur. That's why it was a problem for Nipsey to have that corner and own that building, because he owns a building that's surrounded by Russians and Europeans and Spaniards. Yeah. With that being said, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now, listen, man. You know, you can tap in and you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know, you definitely know what I suggest. And I suggest that you tap in. Listen. I suggest you tap into this Grown Man Business. I suggest you tap into this Grown Man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the bricks into the bottles. Straight raw, pure, uncut. No extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing. We not dressing nothing up. I'm going to give you this pure dope, straight raw, my G. Straight raw. I do not do reaction videos, homie. I make them react to me. I don't do reaction videos. I'm going to make them react to me. We are not the same. We are not the same in this. Yeah, we are not the same in this thing, homie. I don't do reaction videos. I give you pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles. I make you react to this pure dope, nigga. Fuck is you talking about, man? We are not the same. Watch your mouth. With that being said, man, free that man Diddy. You know, they about to make a circus out of this trial. They about to draw this trial out. They about to squeeze every drop out the lemon to milk and profit and capitalize and monetize off this P. Diddy trial. Be careful how you come into this YouTube, you come into this algorithm talking down on Diddy, helping push a narrative, a false narrative about Puff Daddy. Be careful, homie. They gonna do what they do best. This is what they do. They did the same thing with Young Thug in the YSL trial. I don't condone a man wearing a dress. I don't rock with Young Thug like that. But that shit they did to Young Thug, they should be doing to the Ku Klux Klan. That thing, what they doing to P. Diddy, why they ain't did that to the Ku Klux Klan? So I don't condone that. You understand me? Diddy, secondly, Diddy is in jail and does not have a bond because of the Black Political Party narrative, the Black Political Party statement. Just the idea of taking black people to the next level, that'll get you assassinated. That'll get you put in jail for the rest of your life. That's what Diddy is in jail for. It's deeper than Ciroc. It's deeper than DeLeon. It's deeper than them Russians and them Europeans that he was suing, them multi-billionaires and all that. But that got a part. That's a play that's involved. You got to understand something. Diddy, Jay-Z, and LeBron James are the help. They are the entertainment. When it come to those Saudis and when it come to those Russians and when it come to those multi-billionaires out there, they don't respect that money Jay-Z got. Beyonce, LeBron James, that's pennies. That little $1 billion, that's some shit they spent in 13 months. They spend that little 1.5, that little $2.2 billion. They spend that shit on fuel for the mega yacht and the private jets and all that. So that plays a part. But the real reason is this Black Political Party statement he was making. White men need to be banished. That was that right there got him sent out of here. Last but not least, It's young Edo. I'm the voice of the young people. I'm the voice of the new revolution. Grown Man Business TV, I'm the voice of the new revolution. And they got Tupac, they got Nipsey Hussle, they got Diddy. And I'm telling you, thug life was a great idea. Ownership is a great idea. The Black political party is a great idea. But segregation, that's the greatest idea. Separation, that's the greatest idea. That's the foundation. If that foundation would have been set before thug life, before ownership, before the Black political party, I guarantee you we would be a thriving nation. We would be a metropolis. We would be a force to be reckoned with. If separation and segregation was the foundation of all of those ideas, we would be at the top of the food chain. With that being said, I'm the new revolutionary. I'm telling you that we got to get, we have to have a community to pour into. That's the missing key. A community to pour into. A real Black Wall Street. Once we get that, it'll be simultaneously that all Black people will pour their consumer dollar into the Black community. You know that $1 trillion we spend every year? That $1.2 trillion we spend every year consumption? If we had a Black Wall Street, we would be pouring that $1 trillion into our community. The reason why we don't build up our community is because it's not our community. The reason why we don't keep the community clean is because it's not our community to keep clean. It is not owned by us. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit the Cash App up, $GMBTV 101. Make sure y'all send anything y'all going to send directly to the Cash App. We cutting the middleman out. We are no longer sharing any dollars with YouTube or the higher-ups and the elites. All right? Make sure y'all are tapped in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. This is the Realest channel on YouTube. I don't do reaction videos. Just know when I'm live, I'm giving pure dope. I'm not playing with this. It is very intentional. These live streams are very intentional. We are approaching 42,000 subscribers, on our way to 50K. And I'm going to tell you something. When I hit 100,000, that's when you're going to know I'm dangerous. I'm already dangerous. But you need to know 100,000 subscribers talking like this, going to let you know I ain't walked through no door. I ain't sell my soul. I held on to my integrity. 100,000 subscribers talking like this going to prove to you just how powerful Grown Man Business TV is. Salute to Scott. I see you in the chat, my G. Think about giving you a wrench, Scott. Yeah, I'm thinking about giving my boy Scott a wrench. He's a day one investor. He's been here for a long time, and he's a Caucasian counterpart. Yeah, Scott, you're going to end up with a wrench. My Caucasian counterpart. I like how that sounds, you know what I'm saying? You got to know, to my white people out there, I like how that sounds, my Caucasian counterparts. Because if you could respect me as what I am, as you could respect me as a black man, as you could respect me for what it is, then you can be a counterpart. You can stand side by side with Grown Man Business TV. We can meet up at the waterhole. We can share information. I can tell you, nah, just add a little bit more seasoning and tell your old lady to stop boiling the chicken. Yeah. We don't boil chicken in our community. And then you could take that information back to your old lady and you can let her know, hey, I don't want you to boil the chicken anymore. And then you could tell me, GMB TV, man, listen, man, I'm telling you, man, these stocks right here are going to take you through the roof. Oh, for real? Yeah, I never heard of those stocks. Okay, yeah. I'm telling you, man, try those stocks out. Those stocks are going to get you and your family extremely rich. They're very lucrative. Wow. Then I could go back to my community and I could tell my old lady, hey, sweetheart, hop on Coinbase and grab these stocks. My homeboy Scott at the waterhole told me these stocks are good. And see, that's how we can do this. But first and foremost, we got to get a lot of the dog fur having people out of our community. Matter of fact, we need to get out of their community. They own the real estate. They own the project buildings. They own the apartment buildings. They own the downtown skyscrapers. So what we need is our own land where we can start building our own skyscrapers and we can own them. And we can start building our own apartment complexes and we can own them, black people. And then we can start. Then we can start this. You are looking at a pure-blooded revolutionary. And you never heard nobody tell you about Martin Luther King like that. You never heard nobody tell you about being separated, segregation, and all of that, how it'll work for the benefit of everybody. White people was burning our communities down for a reason. They thought we was dumb. They thought we couldn't see through the smoke and the gun smoke. They burned down our communities for a reason. We wasn't fighting to sit in y'all bar. We didn't want to eat at y'all diners and all of that. We wasn't fighting to eat that goddamn unseasoned chicken. We wasn't doing that. And now you got a real voice speaking directly to you. So listen, man, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. We on our way to 50,000 subscribers. Do not leave before you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you tapped into the realest. Make sure you hit that Cash App, $ GMB TV 101. 101. This is 101. I'm giving you pure dope 101. No sugarcoating it. No preservatives. We not sugarcoating it. We not dressing nothing up. I'm giving it to you pure dope. All right? So listen, man, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man, you can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. I suggest you tap into this grown man business. I suggest you tap into this grown man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick to the bottles. Straight off the brick to the bottles. Straight, raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing and we not dressing nothing up. I'm going to give you this pure dope, straight raw. Yeah, straight raw. We not going to put it in the Pyrex. We don't counter whip it. We not water whipping it. I don't add no baking soda, no quinine, no fentanyl. Straight, pure dope. All right? You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. Gang.